Hello, everybody. Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. Obviously, in a few hours, we'll be playing Liverpool at Anfield. And I'm quite looking forward to it. Because tomorrow's my birthday. So hopefully David Moyes will have a word with the boys and get 3 points for Rusty B's birthday. It'd be very nice. Thank you very much. If you're new, Andy, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. And what we tend to do sort of in the hours leading up to the game is you try and put together our starting 11. So, and then we sort of match it, how well we've been compared to the actual side that gets announced in about an hour's time. So sometimes we hit the nail on the head, sometimes we don't. We were pretty much, I think we was 2 players out. I didn't assume JWP and Paquetá were going to be playing from the start against TSC, not TSB, the bank, or I keep calling them, but TSC on Thursday. So we'll see what happens, but we'll see what we can get up to. In terms of the ins and outs and whatnots, we're on the assumption that Bowen will be available. He had an illness by all accounts, which ruled him out of the match day squad for the Europa League on Thursday. So, but apparently it was like an illness and they isolated him, so no one else got it. But apparently it's just an illness and it should be all right for the game today. We haven't heard anything to the contrary of that just yet. So we shall see what happens there. So I think we're pretty much going to have a clean bill of health. Maybe with the exception of Aaron Cresswell. But to be honest, he ain't getting nowhere near his Premier League side. Let's be honest. He isn't. So let's crack on and see what we can do then, shall we? When my computer wants to work, of course. There we go. Lovely. Simples. So we've got my lovely little pitch there. I said pitch. So let's start with in goal. I think that's the easiest one. Areola returns. We know now that Areola is our Premier League goalkeeper, bar any injuries, obviously, and things like that, and suspensions. And Fabianski will be our cup goalkeeper. So, Areola's back between the sticks tonight. Wednesday, I fully expect to see Fabianski between the sticks, and then Areola back in for playing the old Pigs, Sheffield United on Saturday next week. So yeah, that's how it works, and I think we've got, in essence, 2 fantastic goalkeepers. So we're in a very, very privileged position there, because usually the backup keeper is a backup keeper, where here you've got two players who arguably could be number one at any, quite a few clubs in the Premier League. So we're in a very privileged position there. Now, in terms of the side, there has been talk of going to a back 3. Maybe we'll talk about that in a bit, but I think we'll stay with the back 4. I think Emerson proved to me why Aaron Cresswell's nowhere near this team. He was very poor. Obviously, went off with, I imagine it looked like a hamstring. Emerson comes in and just completely revitalizes that left-hand side, and also revitalized the performance of Benrahma. First half was very poor. I thought for Benny, second half a lot more confident, but he knows he's got Emerson overlapping. Paquetá drifts out more to the left. Him, Paquetá, Benrahma have a lovely little triangle of understanding there. So, I think he comes in right back. And this is going to be quite interesting. Now, obviously, the money would put Mr. Vladimir Coufal there. And the likelihood is it will be Vladimir Coufal. However, I think he's been our worst performer this season. Consistent, so I mean they've all performed quite well this season, but I just don't think he's at the level that he has been. He seems to have fallen back. And it seems every side we've played know this, and every side we've played have targeted Coufal. There's a reason why Doku got so much of the ball against us when we're playing for City. There's a reason why that young lad, can't remember the guy's name, for Luton was one of their best players. There's a reason why Sterling drifted out onto the left for most of that game against Chelsea. And there's probably going to be a reason why the likes of Diaz or Salah, one of them will be pretty much standing on Soufal's toes the whole game because they know they can get him behind him. They know he's not fast. So actually, for me, I thought he had quite a good game on Thursday. I would throw in Tito Kira. I thought he had a good game. I thought his crossing is just as bad as Soufal. So there's no difference there. But he has that pace, and that's what we need desperately on the fullbacks. It's definitely an area we need to be investing in the summer, I'd imagine. That's going to be a priority position. Definitely right back, and then I'd suggest maybe another left back. But you do have Ollie Scars coming through in the next 18 months, probably 2 years. So we'll see, but definitely. I mean, you could even put Dino in there, couldn't you? Dino's played right back, and he, and in some of the training pictures a few weeks ago, he was there playing in the right back position. So, but I think they're going to stick with Soufal, but I'm going to leave Tilo Kieran just to make it a little bit more interesting. Fullbacks, I don't think Ogbonna doused himself with any praise really from the game on Thursday. I think Agaird's back in, and I think actually Agaird, he had that sort of misjudge of concentration where he misjudged the flight of the ball for the City goal, but he's a good player. He's a good player, and I think Liverpool were sniffing around for him in the summer, so he'll be keeping an eye. I think you'll see a really good game from him on later on today. I think you really will. I think if Bono played really well on Thursday, I wouldn't suggest for a moment he'd be playing two games in 4 days, but it may put a question mark on Agaird's head, but I just don't think. And people are calling for Mavropanos to replace him. I'm never a fan of playing players, centre backs particularly, on their wrong natural side. I just think you don't play well. Again, doesn't play well when you play on the right hand side. When Oggy comes in, so I wouldn't. I think Zuma comes back in as skipper. I definitely think Dino is pushing for that first team slot. I think you have Dino probably playing in the game on Wednesday against Lincoln City. Let me just. I've got to sort out that top, otherwise it's going to annoy me. There we go. So I think you'll probably see him play there. I'm not saying event. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the back three. Maybe we'll have a go at the back three as well after this. But that's what I think is going to happen. Then I think he's going to play silly formation of his four midfielders just to cram them all in. So he'll have he'll have Alvarez, who should be okay now. Obviously, he took more of a cramp from Man City, and him going off changed the game for us. I think for the worst. So there we go. And then we're playing the weird four midfielders. So you'll have Paqueta on the left. I know, and then we'll have the man that is God, James Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse in the middle of the park. Ward-Prowse. Good. In the middle of our team. Da-da-da. Anyway, that's what I brother cut with. Then put Tommy Suchek in. And then if he's well, if he's fit, then Bowen comes in. If he's not fit, then Mohamed comes in. So we'll see. By all accounts, that if Bowen's well, he'll play. Moisey likes to play him if he's fit. So, it'll be we'll whack him Bowen in for the time being, because I think he'll be okay. Unless in about an hour's time we'll find out he's got COVID or something like that. Up front, Antonio, he had a nice 30-minute cameo on Thursday. Thought he changed the game in terms of giving us some emphasis going forward. So that's how I think the side will start. I think it's a very strong side. I always don't like the fact that we're playing. I don't like the fact we're playing Paqueta out on the left-hand side, but that's what he's doing at the moment. Now, obviously, there have been some calls to play a back three, particularly from a defensive perspective, because we have the likes of Mavropanos and we have the likes of, Zuma and people like that. So if we did play a back three, how would that pan out? So say we played 1, 2, 3. So that would be your back three. Nice. That's a nice back three. I'd suggest Zuma would be the man in the middle. The man in the middle. Not the man in the mirror, but the man in the middle. So I think that would be nice. Obviously, I need to sort that out because it's not on the top or anything like that. Then you'd play Emerson as your left wing back. Arguably, you'd put maybe Tilakira as right wing back. And then you would play. I mean, in an ideal world, you would do this. In an ideal world, you would play the. Well, it's sort of it's like a weird. No, it's like you do that and that, don't you? Trying to figure it out. And then you play him, and then you probably play sort of we sort of play. I mean, you sort of play him. Oh god, it's just had this all sorted. Then you play a dirt and a dirt. Yeah, no, obviously I'm sorted it out, but I mean that's would be my preference really. I think because I think you've got a very strong side. You've got Alvarez would be policing that side. You know, JWB pushing up a little bit more, and and you've got the pace of Emerson up. He plays there. He plays there. He plays more up front than he does. He plays there. He plays all the bloody plays. I really like that. I really like that. And then the option is, you can do this, or you can, there's lots of options there. But let me know what you think. I'm fascinated to think, in terms of what's your preference, is it back three or four at the back? For me, I love the four at the back. I just think there's you get a bit more midfield going forward, but I'll be interested to think what you say. Obviously, we played a lot of back three, particularly the beginning of Moyes' sort of reign, and it was relatively successful. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to keep an eye on the bloody channel for all the watch along. We'll have the watch on very soon, all that type of stuff. So keep an eye out on that, and hopefully you join us a bit later on when we see the side and we'll see how bad we are and how in terms of predicting the 11. But take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, my friends. We'll see you later on. Come on, you bloody iron.